Either you are a programming enthusiast or you're just starting your web dev journey, GitHub is for you. But some says or some even ask, how can we use that? Especially if you're just starting your career or you're just a beginner. So in this video, we'll talk about on how to push our projects into our GitHub accounts or into the GitHub so we can be able to have a efficient workplace, and of course we can maximize the things in GitHub. So bear with me because I will teach you now how to push our projects in GitHub. So based from our example here, I already created a SAM folder in which in this folder we'll later create our sample file so that we'll able to simulate how we can push our project from VS Code or from any programming language to our GitHub. So here I just you have to click the folder and create a new file, and for me I name it sample.html. It's just a simple one. Anyway, I'm just here to show you how to push it, and yes, that is this is now the sample code, HTML code for us to simulate. Then if you observe it, there is a uh, there is a three dots there. And by the way, before anything else, you can only use Git if you will install it. So if I were you, I will install Git first so that uh, you can mix its full potential. So of course you must have a GitHub account in order for you to uh, uh, push your project. So yes, first create your GitHub account. Then of course you go back here, and as I said before, you can have to click the three dots there already, and there you have to click that and choose the git bash so that you can able to. And first of all, you have to initialize our project, which is git init. Yes, and sorry, and the second phase is you have to configure our account, our credentials in GitHub, which is git config user name, and you have to put your GitHub name. And next step is you have to git config user email, and you have to provide your email. For example, that's my email. So yes, you have to provide that. And for example, if you want to add something in your code, for example, for me, I add a header, and for example, the hello world. Yes, and if we will run that into a live server, yes, and that's our work. We can add that which to through a git add that period command, and then git commit -m, and then quote unquote. Actually, git commit is where you can describe the changes of your code. Every time you make a changes or you alter something in your code, you have to commit. You have to describe that through the git commit. For example, for me, since this is our first project, they have to initial file. And yes, this is now our. And if we have already a GitHub, we can create a new repository. For example, for me, the name of the repository is Sam, and you have to make that line default. So we have to create that. And if we want to push that project, we have to copy this line. I have to click that we have to copy that command line, so later we can paste that in our git bash. Then I paste it already, but yes, it is already ready to be pushed. But then if you see here, there's an error because this laptop that I use has already a GitHub account. So in order to fix that problem, we have to go to our Windows credentials, because again, if there is an existing account, it is hard for us to push our project, because that will be redirected through that account. So in order to prevent that, as you can see here, there is a GitHub account here, yes, and you have to remove that. You only have to remove that so that it will run smoothly. We can push our project. So yes, you have only to remove that account, and then we have to go back to our GitHub, and we have to type git push origin main, because we have our main branch. And if you will click that, it will navigate to authentication. And in the authentication, sometimes it will be you will have to input your account, but then since we have already authenticated, then that's the time we have successfully pushed our project. And if we will see here if we reload that, we can now see that our project is here. So that's all. That is just how we can push our project.
So hello everyone, so my name is Cristian Rian Flores. So I will be showing how to get branches in VS Code, just simple. So in this videos I compiled popular get commands and how they are executed in VS Code. So this time we are covering managing branches like creating, listing, switching, renaming, and also deleting branches. So to check out the two common commands that includes get branch and get checkout. So next here there is two common commands to create a branch name. So get checkout be followed by branch name, and then checkout new branch, and then followed by branch name, create a new branch but leaves on your current branch. So let's see what command VS Code use when we use its UI to create a branch. Now here I have an index HTML already staged and committed, and the bottom left hand corner you could see that I click the main branch. But to create a branch, I will simply hit the shortcut shift command P, and I'm on map, and I will choose give it name staging branch, and let's create another one called testing branch. And then and to see what Studio Code did on the code, we check it out. As you can see, the first line get checkout by use 2. So creating strange branch, and later it was used again to create as testing branch. So when you're using get in order to list your branches, at this code, in order to list the branches that we are working with, all we need to do is to click onto the button left hand corner, the current branch that you're on, and then on the top of the screen you get a list of local branches. In order to switch between branches, two commands that can be used include get switch followed by the branch name, and also get checkout followed. by the branch name. In terms of switching branches, both are effective, but I do encourage you to check out the official Git documentation for the history. So these two commands which is beyond the scope of this demo, but see how switch between branches. So in VS Code, we need to do is hop to the bottom left hand corner where our current branch is in, and right now we are on the testing. So if wanted to go staging branches, just select it at the top of the screen, and then you see that staging branch is what's current. And if we scroll up to the beginning of the code get output, you see the get checkout was used too. So switch to staging branch in order to rename the branch. So we use get branch command followed by m, and then the branch name in this code. All we need to do is use our shortcut shift command. Please select the rename branch. Then let's rename these two staging branch to branch. We have on over our output, we could see that the first line branch was used in order to name our branch when deleting a branch, and get command that we used in get branch followed by e and d, and the branch name now in. So in Visual Code, if you wanted to, let's say delete this branch called staging 2 dash branch, which is really not great name. We can switch over to another branch, and then using the command palette, you have option to delete branch, and in this point I can select staging 2 branch, and if we point I select and look out or get output, you can see on the screen first line and get branch command was executed. So that's all. I hope you learned something.